Before entering the mother's body, the sperm first set out on a long journey within the male reproductive organ and passing through various stages on their way to maturity. The following episode, we tell you about the miracle in the sperm design and its journey to the egg cell. The sperm is designed according to the ovum. Its head part is covered with a special protective seal. The protective layer, just like a cargo carrying its loads. The load is a genetic package of 23 chromosomes, which will be carried to the egg cell. In this just 5-micron space has been placed all the information relevant to the human body and required to turn one cell into a human being. The second part of the sperm is the tail, which allows it to swim easily to the direction to reach the egg cell. But the tail needs energy for the movement. The energy needs of the sperm are supplied in a wonderful way. The body of the tail, mitochondria, just like an engine. It supplies energy throughout the later journey of the sperm. The sperm production system have almost 1,000 small tubes with a total length of approximately 500 meters. In order for an egg to be fertilized, 200 to 300 million sperms must be produced. When we think about the number of sperm produced, we can call the test convey about a system just like modern factory. The sperms are more engine and tail part are assembled onto one another just in time. We have to think on this reality. How do these unconscious cells know how to prepare the sperm in appropriate form? How do they learn to make the armor, engine, the tail the sperm will need in mother's body? With what intelligence do this production system assemble the components in the correct order? There is about one answer to all these questions. The sperm, the production system in the test, and the seminal fluid that they are placed in are specifically created by God for the continuation of the human race. Consider the following explanation. Sperm cells are made in father body, but their functions take place in mother's body and ever since the world began. In other words, in the history of mankind, no sperms has had the possibility of returning to the father's body after performing its task and telling the cell what it did, what difficulties it faced, or what its task was. This is the dearest proof of how God the Creator has given it this duty and how it carries it out in the most perfect manner. Thanks to this perfect simulation design, the sperms move rapidly straight to the egg cell. It's travel together to the same direction, but how do they know where the egg is? The egg gives a chemical signal to attract the sperm, which is about 20 to 25 centimeters away from it. This distance is about 3,000 times the size of the sperms, thanks to God who created the signal. Finally, around 1,000 out of the 200 to 300 million sperms reach the egg. But the race do not over, because only one sperm will be allowed inside the egg. So another race begins. The egg cell is covered by the thick outer protective layer to kill any microorganism. In order to overcome the protective layer, the hidden weapon at the head of the sperm make a hole on the protective layer. When the sperm entered the protective layer, the armor eventually will form apart. This enables the sperm to overcome the last hard protective layer, the egg shell. The miracle do not ending there. As soon as the sperm reaching the egg shell, the sperm suddenly abandons its tail, which is brought along its journey. This is essential because if the sperm did not do so, the tail would enter the egg cell and destroy it. Again, this is real amazing system. How can the tiny sperms make such a very fine calculation? God, who created the sperm, create together an amazing system that the tail will pull off just in the right time. Everything happens according to God's command, as we read in the Quran. He governs all from heaven to earth. The sperm cell united with the egg cell. The process of carrying the genetic data for a new human being at this point come to an end. Many of us, including you who watching this film, do not aware about this intelligent process happen in the making of you and everybody in this world. Every stage of miracle event proves that the human beings are created by God. He is the perfect designer without error. The changes that occur after two cells unite will show us other wondrous occurrences.